Hi, good morning. We're here this morning with Megan Hendricks, who's relatively new with Arosa, which was formerly Live Home, and Jennifer Bennett, who's been involved with home care for about 18 years, which looks like that's probably half of her adult life. And our interest this morning is to ask Jennifer about her experience that people have when they're faced with the need to have a loved one receive long-term care. Jennifer, what have you seen? What's your experience has been with that?
Well, hi, Jim. Hi, Megan. Yeah, in my years of experience, Jim, one of the first questions, and I think most important questions that a client or a family member will ask me when we start talking about caregiving services and how their loved ones can be cared for is, how are we going to pay for this? So does my Medicare cover this? My supplemental insurance, I've got really good supplemental, so this will be covered, right? And they kind of had that blank stare when they look at me, or when I'm talking to them over the phone, I can hear it. And the reality is our services, any home care services in California, are private pay, or they're paid by long-term care insurance. So Medicare does not cover home care. Now, Medicare will cover home health and hospice, and this is where it becomes challenging for the family and for the clients to navigate through. They automatically assume it's going to be covered. So when we start having the conversation that it is private pay, I can see them start calculating the dollars. I've actually had family members and two sons. I remember when we were doing an assessment, they pulled out their calculator on their phone and were like, "Oh my gosh, I don't know that we can afford this." So it's challenging because there's a lot of misconception. I think the verbiage thinking home health versus home care is going to be covered by Medicare.
Yeah. There are other resources as well. Do you come across people who have veterans benefits that apply?
We do, and there is a process for home care to be paid, through the VA, but they will pay a certain amount, right? It's not going to cover the full amount. So this is where it becomes challenging. It's okay, so how can I afford to keep mom and dad, or mom or dad, home safe, and how long? And is this sustainable? Can we afford this long term? So it's that light bulb moment where they think, okay, we should have gotten that long-term care policy, or even for the adult children, I think they're thinking about it as we're talking about this, like, well, how am I going to afford this when I need it? So we uncover that quite quickly in a call with regards to services.
When you talk about the cost of care, from 30,000 feet, what does a family, what do they have to expect if mom needs 4 hours of care a day?
So I'll give you a range. In California, I'd say it can range anywhere from about $28 to about $32. And this is pretty general, but I'm giving you, that's kind of a large range, but depending on the level of acuity, the location, again, the hours and the needs, all of that plays a factor. So when somebody needs 4 hours a day, that is sustainable. I mean, a couple of times a week, 4 hours a day, okay, you're looking at maybe $300 or $400 a week. Now, when we talk about a client who is dead set on staying home, and with regards to labor laws, 24/7 care, it adds up pretty quickly. We can no longer do a live-in situation for a client who needs 24/7 care. If we were talking about this 10 years ago, that was an option. Now, with labor laws, we have to bill and pay hourly. So if somebody needed to stay in their home, Jim, 24/7 with a caregiver, a client's looking roughly anywhere from about 18 to 20,000 a month. And again, these are very rough numbers, right? I mean, depending on the location and the needs, but for 24/7 care, about 18 to 20,000 a month.
Well, I can understand why people get that light bulb moment.
It is it's a light bulb, it's a fear, and so then we have to start talking about options and other resources often. And again, sustainability. If a client needs 24/7 care when they're coming immediately out of a hospital or a skilled nursing setting, how long are they going to need 24/7 care? Maybe that's for a couple of months. And then we scale back and really take a look at what their long-term needs are going to be. And if it is sustainable financially with 8 hours a day or 4 hours a day.
Well, thank you for your thoughts, Jennifer.
You're welcome.
Megan, good to see you.
Great to see you.
Okay, then.